Hi everyone, I'm Sherry and my Chinese name is Xiaoling Xuan, and I'm the master student from the National Development Institute at National Taiwan University, and today I'm going to talk about the competitions between China and the US in setting standards, especially in the AI field. And this is my research questions is how does China expand its influence in the field of AI? And as we know, lots of news and papers and reports, they always say that China's growth in the AI is very soon, like this, and this. Lots of news, they always say that the China's AI grows very fast and China's AI is good and it's better than the US. But is it true? And if so, they don't really clarify how China expand its power or influence in the AI field. So my research methodology is case studies. I use case studies to analyze how China expand its influence in the AI field. And my first case is China's powers in the ISO. ISO is the largest international organization to set product standards. And my second case is China's AI cooperations with Zimbabwe. The reason why I choose Zimbabwe is the first country to introduce China's AI systems. And the Zimbabwe is the typical case to introduce. So this case is my research key point. And my first case approach is if China's control the setting standards powers in the ISOs, so the other countries will comply China's regulations or standards, and the China's will get lots of monies and the powers in the world market. And my second case is the approach is China's export. If China can export lots of its AI products or systems worldwide, and many countries use its products, and it's easy to make its standards change into the international standards. And if a country can set the international standards, equals that country has large powers and influence in the world. And there's a question is, how can I know whether China has controlled the setting standards powers in ISO or not? So I regard the secretariat's numbers in the ISOs as my index to measure it. And what is secretariat? Secretariats, you can imagine like it's a teachers in the classroom, and the teachers has power to ask their students to what they need to say and what they should discuss and what they should not discuss. So the secretariat is the role like the teachers in the ISO committees, and because the secretariat has the agenda setting abilities, and if a country can control more secretariat numbers in the ISOs, it means that it has more powers to set the standards in the ISO. And let me show my results and findings. And this graph shows that this is the graph shows that the secretariat's numbers in the ISOs compares the China's and the US. The red line is China, and the China's secretariat's number growth after the 2012 from only 38 in 2011 to the 80s in the 2023, and the US has only 95 in 2023. So we discovered that China's growth rate is roughly 110%, but the US growth rate has roughly -7%. So maybe it shows that China's powers in ISO is very close to the US. However, the things not always go smoothly as we want. China has 0 secretariats in the committee which is responsible for setting the AI standards. We can see that in that committees, because China has no secretariat number, so China can only use the indirect ways to expand its influence, like the participations. And this chart is the China's participation rate from the 2012 to 2020s. And you can see that China has participation rate reached 99%. It's very high, and China almost participates in all the committees. And compared to the China's, US participation rate has shown a downward trend. And the other approach, the other case to analyze China's influence is the adoption of China's AI system. And as we can see from this map, more than 50% of the world use the China's AI systems. And the technology has been introduced through the Safe City project in many African countries and lots of third world countries, such as, like you can see that Egypt and South Africa and Nigeria, and of course our case, Zimbabwe. And in Zimbabwe's case, Zimbabwe is a typical case in my research. In this case, Zimbabwe is not only the first country to introduce China's AI system in 2018, and the Zimbabwe has a strategic partnership cooperations with the China's, and China used the Zimbabwe's people to select data and train their AI systems. So the China's just utilized Zimbabwe as a giant database, and China used these ways to have the influence in the African markets in the AI field. So you can see right now, lots of almost all the countries in the Africa which has AI system use the China's AI. So my conclusion is setting standards is China's prime methods to increase the AI surveillance systems. And the second one is China's power is still limited in the ISOs. And the third one is China gains marketing advantage in the third world and promotes Chinese standards by providing them AI facial surveillance systems. And this is my today's presentations, and I hope you guys through these presentations we can know what's the China strategies and how they expand its influence in the world. And thank you for listening.